Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Wire series. This is episode 5 of season 5 and it is called React Quotes. Last episode, we finally saw Beatty catch McNulty sort of coming in late and drinking mouthwash and shit and basically told him she knows what the fuck's going on and if he doesn't want to be there, he should basically just leave. She didn't say it in those words, but that's obviously what she meant. He still wasn't listening to that shit and went right back out of the house. I really hope Beatty is done with his bullshit and doesn't let him back in after that interaction. He is truly taking the piss with that poor lady, and at this point I'm happy to see McNulty finish this season alone by himself. Carver is actually writing up Colicchio, and it's so great to see Carver mature into this actually seemingly decent police officer, and Colicchio finally get punished for the fucking bullshit way he conducts himself as a police officer. The only thing is, like Kirk said, you don't go after your own. Now, you should if someone's being a corrupt, unlawful piece of shit and you're a police officer, but that makes me worry that some of the cops below Carver that he's currently a sergeant to might all start turning against him because he's done that to Colicchio. We saw Clay Davis get summoned to actually explain some of these money indiscrepancies, and he did not look his usual happy self when he left that room. I think the way he reacted to that tells me that, it's over for Clay Davis. He tried, he failed, it's fucking gonna be over for him very soon. And Burrell actually stepped down through his closed teeth and accepted the fact he was no longer commissioner, and now Rawls is the acting commissioner, and Daniels has made his way all the way up to the deputy commissioner position, and he genuinely looked happy, and it was fucking good to see Daniels happy after all the stress he's been throughout this show. And we saw Prop Joe helping out Marlowe still throughout this episode, got him in contact with Levy, so now he's got that lawyer, and Marlowe went back to the Greeks one last time, and I don't know if the Greek himself told him in no uncertain words like, whatever happens, happens, and we will work with you if Joe's no longer around kind of thing. He didn't exactly tell him to fuck off, which of course led to that horrible situation with Cheese getting bought off by Marlowe, by them kidnapping that one dealer that was rude to him, and in exchange he gives up his own fucking uncle in Prop Joe. And the episode ended with Chris shooting Prop Joe in the head. Absolutely brutal. And now Marlowe just has even more control because whether the Greeks want to or not, they're going to have to work directly with him if they still want to sell drugs inside of Baltimore, I guess. Anyway, as usual, I cannot wait to see what happens next in this show, so without further ado, let's check this shit out and see what it's saying to it.
You like Joe? A hard man not to like.
And tomorrow I ain't promised to no one.
Surely the Greeks are savvy enough to know that it was Marlowe who did that shit.
We deal with you, or your second. No one else. No one else knows our names, no one else contacts us.
They have a very strict code of conduct to the Greeks. If Marlowe does anything wrong, it might be them that end up killing Marlowe. If he fucks around with the Greeks whatsoever, he is a dead man.
For business, do not talk on the phone. Never.
Right. Joe taught me that.
I can't believe the amount of information and schooling Joe gave Marlowe only to get shot like that. If Joe was smart from the beginning, he would have kept his cards closer to his chest, knowing that this guy was trying to make a move on him.
We should celebrate.
Yeah?
Atlantic City. Can't play like that now. I'm not gonna make a move. You know this.
Marlowe's still being dumb. Omar's out there looking for him and he was thinking about going to Atlantic City. Shows how reckless and uneducated in the game he still is. He's learning as he goes along very quickly, but there's key elements he's still missing and his ignorance might lead to his downfall. I'm hoping over the next few episodes. And if I was the Greeks, I wouldn't actually be happy to be having to deal with Marlowe now. He's clearly far more of a loose cannon and unreliable than Prop Joe was. Prop Joe was to the letter, on time, always the same. And if Marlowe doesn't do that, they will not like dealing with him. And if Marlowe thinks he can fuck with the Greeks, he is very, very mistaken.
How can I not get specific?
I'll just say the killer is acting from sexual compulsions. Anything more detailed than that, we need to keep in the case file.
Where did they put those false teeth? If that's what he's insinuating anyway.
Drug-relateds were one Joseph Stewart found in his dining room and one Nathaniel Manns found in an alley garage.
Two very different drug users there.
They being raped?
He wouldn't confirm that. He just says that the killings are sexual in nature.
Right, what you got? And I'll run about at 4 o'clock, see if it takes.
I think they might eventually get a front page due to this new information they're giving the press. That's their hope, of course, but it seems like they're very interested in it now.
Senator Davis abused that trust. He traded on his power and influence.
Yeah, it's fucking over for Clay Davis if there's a big press conference like this being held.
You said it, Norman. There's the short con and the long con.
So where is the long con in this, or was he just referencing Clay Davis's style of conning people?
Also, you don't want to piss off his base, being too gleeful about it.
That guy still has a base? After all the shit he's pulled?
True, I wouldn't imagine many people still have Clay Davis's back. They must be as corrupt as him to still be supportive of him at this point.
I'd say it's Mr. Bond's race to lose.
And remain unaccounted for. Senator Davis will have to account for that money.
It was this guy's plan as well to become the state senator in position of Clay Davis, I'm assuming? Holy shit. Was that his family? I didn't expect Chris to be a family man.
It's sure to say the scores don't go up before the selection.
Duquan's doing a good job looking after Bug in Michael's absence as well.
Nigga think you all that.
This kid is a little shit.
Smack this little way. Come on, get out, little John, man.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect this guy to have that kid's back like that. That's fucked up. Surely Michael is gonna go absolutely furious when he hears his own corner boys have beat up Duquan. That's gonna ruin that corner. That is fucked.
Yeah, this came to me late, but this business at the bottom of the Metro budget about another homeless man being murdered. That might have some play.
There were other homeless men murdered?
Oh, they're interested. This shit might get bumped up.
Well, we could run it inside. But you might want to report it some more. See where it goes. Right now it's a little vague for A1.
Is that front page news if it's A1?
Yeah, well, talk to the man. We'll set you straight.
Hey, that'll be awesome if Duquan gets boxing lessons. Yes, mate. He's the exact guy that needs this the most. Also, how's it going, Cutty? It has been a minute.
It ain't no thing. I'm just kind of getting a little tired of it, that's all.
Alright, sir. Go get some gloves on and let's see where you at.
I didn't think we'd see much of Cutty this season. That is the perfect way to reintroduce him. Oh, I hope Duquan gets dope in these next few episodes. I'm happy with a fast montage to show his progression.
The woman we registered it to, she can't do no time. Just the name we used.
Then get someone who can. Preferably someone without priors. Someone you trust to stand the charge.
Does Levy actually think he'll be able to get them off with that charge? Surely that was quite a significant charge with a gun in a hidden compartment of the car.
410 915.
The Greeks never gave him a charger with his phone. He's got one use of it and then he's going to have to go figure out the compatible charger, which if you know anything about mobile phones is probably going to be the hardest part of Marlowe's day.
Just gave me his phone number. If Marlo Stanfield is using a cell phone, it's just a matter of time before we're up to our asses in pre-trial motions.
Fucking hell, what a snake. So he's actually hoping his client gets in legal trouble because that will bring him more money. Wow, that is fucked. I wonder if criminal lawyers think like that often. Oh, he's getting teed off on, but he's taking it.
What now?
Now the same thing 1,000 times over. Repetition is key when you're studying a martial art. It is the boring part they don't show you in films.
Who are you dealing with?
Detective who has the case.
He wants publicity?
Yeah, they 100% want the publicity.
Didn't know if you would come back. Took a lot of money with you.
Is this them staking out Monk's house? Is this going to be the first retaliation kill?
Moving with muscle too. Most likely they're expecting you to make a move. And here I am. How about that?
Here he fucking is, right on time, as expected. What are you gonna do about it, Monk?
This is Scott Templeton. He'll be working the story with me.
It's not like I want everyone at your newspaper knowing my name.
Look at McNulty trying to isolate the female because he's trying to get into her pants. This dude is just absolutely relentless.
Make this thing come alive on the page, or they're gonna bury the story like they did the last time.
I told you, it's sexual. Compulsion, obsession, that kind of thing.
McNulty's looking at that guy with absolute disdain that he's there. Don't get me wrong, Scott isn't the best journalist, but he's being very overt about his intentions.
Can we say they were molested? Is it fair to say that? We'll go with molested then.
You didn't get that from me.
McNulty's making that shit up, again, just to add more juice to the newspaper article. Fucking hell.
Sexual serial killer isn't enough?
Cold world, I know.
For sure, if a sexual serial killer can't make it to the front pages of a newspaper, how bad is your fucking city? Clay Davis is just beating the sexual serial killer at the post. Political corruption, bitch.
He's a biter. Oh, shit. Yeah. That twist enough for you?
Oh, so Lester was using the teeth to create bite marks. I get it. Fuck, I'm an idiot. I thought he was like leaving a set of teeth at every crime scene. Makes way more sense now. Oh, is Hawk actually gonna do the police a favour and get Marlowe's cell number? It looks like it. He's actually being a little insider police officer still.
Ain't like the movies where you beat up one bully and the rest just back the hell up.
Sometimes it is. I had a situation like that in real life where me and the first guy clashed and the rest of his friends backed right the fuck off.
I can run them corners. Not much life outside of that, really.
I like how Cutty's schooling him just now.
You do come down to that if you're gonna be in the street. That ain't the only way to be.
100%. Duquan isn't cut out for life on the corner anyway. He should get into more education or something. He'll find something he really enjoys doing where he doesn't have to just sit in that dangerous environment all day.
How do you get from here to the rest of the world?
I wish I knew.
Cutty been stuck in Baltimore or a Baltimore prison his entire life. But I could see Duquan travelling the world, getting up to some hiking and shit, climbing Everest.
When the kid come to me with other skills, other way of being, all I got is hope and wishes.
Is he trying to talk him out of boxing training? He's like, look, you don't want to learn boxing just so you can go survive on the corners. You want to just bypass both of those things and get the fuck out of here, bro.
Thanks.
McNulty, you paper thief. Serial paper thief now. And it wasn't the main story on the front page, but it made the front page. He will be a happy man.
Talk to the homeless.
React quotes from the homeless?
Just because they're in the streets doesn't mean they lack opinions.
How am I gonna find homeless people?
Fucking hell, Scott. I think it's more Scott begrudging wanting to go down to these areas like under the bridge and shit.
Just because you got some fucking reporter to buy your weak shit does not mean everyone else buys it.
Deputy's over there right now talking them back down to earth.
Daniels will be doing damage control. Not that Daniels doesn't want to be honest in his position, but if he needs to smooth things over, he will.
Unlimited overtime for 2 detectives. Anything they need.
Sir, a case like this, where we're proactively trying to prevent additional murders, is going to require more than 2 detectives.
Deputy.
So he won't even give Daniels more than 2 detectives, even for something this significant. Also, because Daniels knows McNulty intimately, I wonder if he's aware that McNulty's doing this just to get more money to investigate Marlowe.
Can't you have police sit on locations where the homeless gather, monitor them like that?
And still answer the calls, not without doubling up post units, which means overtime.
Overtime, again.
Oh, wish Tommy had just accepted that 50 million from the governor, man. It would have solved so many problems instantaneously.
What's that? Give from me one true partner. Cell phone number, Marlowe Stanfield.
Oh, fuck. Hawk did genuinely get that just to hook up his old friends. That's actually cool to see.
When you put the bracelets on that bitch, remind them again of my fucking camera.
Oh, he's also being petty because of the camera. I should have known.
Think I'm gonna be the scapegoat for the whole damn machine? Shit.
Clarence is gonna...
Oh my god. That was the best elongated shit in the entire series. He saved it for season 5. What a legend.
Took all kind of shit to some prosecutor. You know where you'll be then? Out in the damn cold. No connections, no allies, nowhere to hang your hat in this damn town.
True. If he starts trying to bring people down with him, a lot of people will turn their backs on him.
If you go away for a year or so to some minimum security summer camp, then so what? You come home to a town that still knows your name.
I do think she's selling him some bullshit though. Even though the rest of them are corrupt, if he comes out after a year, he's still going to be tarred with a brush of being the corrupt state senator. They're probably not going to fuck with him one way or the other.
Am I right, Senator Davis?
So he has finally accepted defeat. Clay Davis is done. And he's not even getting to bring people down with him.
What you got on?
What?
You want that faggot to know we waiting on his ass?
Fuck, so they know that Omar's tailing them. Oh no!
Stay outside of Monk's all night. They left before morning though. They'll be back, no doubt.
He just knew that they were out there all night. Ah, this isn't looking good for Omar now. They're one step ahead of him. Fuck.
People I interviewed here weren't
Homeless? No. Some, maybe.
Where would you suggest I go then?
Streets, maybe.
Yeah, where else are you going to interview actual homeless people, Scott?
The reporter the Sun paper sent over? Not exactly Bob Woodward.
Oh, this is the soup kitchen that Bubbles is working at. Cool.
Waiting tables in the back room. If you don't like it, then I won't ask again.
So proud of him for keeping clean. I think this is going to be Bubbles clean forever now. I hope.
Spread your legs.
Oh no, he's teaching Duquan how to shoot. That's not good.
It's hard to do. Alright. So then, try this.
Revolver. No need to cock it back. Even easier to kill people with. And it doesn't jam, so win-win. Duquan is just not a natural at any of this. Please, just going into a Scrabble championship or something, mate. Get far away from this shit.
Can't bring it out unless you're willing to use it. Can't be no doubt.
Holy shit, Michael is a fucking incredible shot now. He didn't miss a can.
You got other skills, man. Smart like that.
Exactly. Duquan is genuinely a really intelligent kid. I wish he just like enrolled in a senior school or something like that.
What the fuck, Jay? I'm working a serial killer here. It's a red ball.
Hence the overtime.
With 2 detectives working a red ball?
I guess McNulty was not expecting this shit. What is his play gonna be from here? Could he get the feds interested in something like that? That seems really below the feds. So even after all the bullshit, all he's got is one extra detective, no surveillance, no wire, nothing like that.
These motherfuckers are gonna pay out enough for us to do Marlo Stanfield. Just watch and learn.
You've lost your fucking mind. Jimmy, look at you.
He really has. This is straight insanity.
What little time you do spend sober and limp dick, you're working murders that don't even exist.
I wonder which part of that sentence hurt McNulty the most. I loved all of it.
Sir, I'm with the Baltimore Sun. Can I talk with you a minute?
You make an appointment?
He's coming across like he's the fucking serial killer.
You know who the killer is.
Do you believe Satan walks the earth in a fleshly form?
Oh my god. Not to say that it might not be Satan. You know, McNulty might be the physical embodiment of Satan in season 5. That'd be quite some twist. But I do think this guy might be slightly insane.
They told me they still had you working out of this shithole, but I didn't believe it.
Oh, and Carver's gonna pass the number on to Lester. Well, this might get interesting.
You stop using cell phones. Ellis, how?
Police work, detective. Police work.
They're all trying to take credit for this number. To be fair, that one is on her.
Yo, this the hi-hat. Say what? Y'all still on carry out? I want some of that pepper steak.
That was a good little fake accent Lester pulled out of the bag there.
We become targets.
I know you're right.
I'm not saying it's a black-white thing. State's attorney, Mr. Bunn, he's black.
Is he on the radio live? Oh shit. I wonder if he's gonna just decide to start dropping names.
The people know. Nah, I'm talking about the people now. The people know what I've done for West Baltimore and this city as a whole.
He is so good at peddling his bullshit. You gotta give Clay Davis 10 out of 10 marks for his car salesmanish swagger.
I wanted your listeners to be the first to hear it from my mouth. I have committed no crime, and I am going to keep on doing the people's work without breaking stride.
I want to thank you for that, Senator.
Why is he even doing this interview? He knows himself that isn't true, so why even say it for an extra second? Why do this interview?
Stop That's the cell number of the motherfucker who put 22 bodies on us. Go to the fucking mayor.
I've been to the mayor. I've been to him on my knees.
Yeah, this is just either Tommy is going to have to make the school suffer, or he just cannot do that shit.
If a fucking serial killer can't bring back more than a couple detectives, what the hell does it matter that you have a fresh phone number?
So true. I mean, it's shit, obviously, if he's literally suspected of killing 22 people. But what can you do? If the money is not there, it is just not there. And that is still Tommy's fault that the money is not there. That 50 million seems like it would have spread far and wide just now and solved so many problems.
I got good stuff. Got a family of 4 under the Hanover Street Bridge. Father broke down and cried when I talked to him.
This sounds like it is once again some made-up bullshit. Scott will eventually get caught for this. Can you even be put in jail if you're a journalist just peddling absolute bullshit like that? Surely there must be laws in place to prevent journalists from doing things like that. Otherwise they'd be drumming up infinite fear into the public. Not that they don't try and do that already.
What comes back? One fucking detective. And who is it? Kima Greggs, who should be working a triple.
Yeah, McNulty was hoping it would be him and Lester, obviously, so the fact that Kima is the co-detective in this will make it way harder for him to falsify these crime scenes without her also finding out.
Remember you're working a serial killer?
Nah, it's my ex-wife. I'm calling all night. Like, I got time for a fucking bullshit.
If she's calling all night, it might be an emergency with one of your kids, you fucking idiot.
And we need another body. And this time, the sick motherfucker is gonna call Mr. Ripkin with something only the killer could know. That should shake him up enough for a couple of wiretaps.
So sneaky. I can't believe they're fucking doing this.
I said to myself, Monk sure do like to retire early.
Oh, they feel like sitting ducks in this car now.
Not tonight, then the next. You're a patient man. You too.
It's like they're caught in a mousetrap now. Before I thought Omar had the upper hand, I was enjoying this story arc way more. Now I know they're aware of his every move. This shit is not going to end well for Omar unless he figures out a way to get one step ahead of them again.
Your mom said you were great. Why you do it now? Let me hear it.
I don't know.
Oh, it was a concert of theirs. Wow. Man, his kids have grown up so much and they just seem to be disinterested in seeing him now. He's obviously never there for them.
This is life, Jimmy. This is the stuff that actually matters.
I know.
I talked to Beatty. She knows she's losing you.
She's not losing him. He's just taking the absolute piss out of her and she shouldn't be wanting to keep him.
I was glad that you found her. I was glad for her even.
Same. They started off as such a nice couple as well. He just decided to turn it all to shit.
Don't do this.
She knows what he's like as well. He just couldn't hear the truth being said straight to his face like that. Must make him so uncomfortable to have to deal with himself.
Something that's been on my mind, but I see you into something though.
I can take a minute.
Need to find something out, but at the same time, I don't know if I really want to know.
I wonder what is really fucking with Bubbles.
I went down to the clinic on my own yesterday, got as far as the door, but
tough to go along.
Is he saying he's worried he's got AIDS or he has AIDS?
I don't know, Gus. I think this thing has legs. Maybe I go out with the cops on their rounds, watching more than the homeless.
This guy is such a newsroom McNulty. Some of his actual delivery and word pronunciation is almost similar. And the looks he gives his superiors while he's trying to make them do something he wants to do.
In the end, if this is all there is to him, if he can't be better than this, I just want to know.
He's working this case right now.
Oh, Bunk is just trying to be loyal to him to the end as well. Ah, fuck.
Beatty, I can't tell you what to do.
I don't like giving up.
Well, you fucking should give up in this situation, Beatty. Or you should go out and do the same thing and see how he likes it, but you wouldn't because you're actually a responsible adult looking after your children.
Hey, you want to get started today? Sooner we decide
after
on
lunch,
school.
yeah.
I mean, they're so similar. That guy's falsifying news reports and McNulty's falsifying evidence. They're a match made in heaven, these two. He should go along with McNulty to the crime scenes. He'd probably be good at adding additional layers of bullshit to the dead. Don't know who he was calling there.
Where's Tess?
There you go.
That's cool. He was being responsible and taking an AIDS test before he wants to interact closely with people.
We know who our leaders are.
Royce is back as well.
They have the courage and the fortitude to stand up for us.
Is this Royce going to bat for Clay Davis now?
Clay Davis isn't going anywhere, is he?
Yes, it is. Well, fuck it. Fair play to Royce for doing this. I don't know if it's going to change any outcome because it's all evidence-based, but still, it's good to have the former mayor going to bat for you.
I'm gonna carry this.
You damn sure better, because if you don't, you won't be able to squeeze another greenback out of this town for the rest of your natural life.
Oh my god, this is hilarious. If this is anything to go by, Clay Davis is going to have to stick to his word. Otherwise, he just won't be able to operate in Baltimore ever again. And if he's only going away for a year to some soft prison, surely he can do that.
Your guy called a reporter over there. One of the guys writing his shit up.
There's gotta be a crank call.
Probably so. But seeing as it's the fucking newspaper, you go over there.
We didn't see McNulty make that call. Did Scott make the call to his own newspaper? It wouldn't surprise me.
Negative.
Nice, that's good to see.
That shit ain't right no how, man. You're disappointed.
Even though he's seen the report.
Sorry, Bubs. Shame ain't worth as much as you think. Let it go.
That guy's giving him good advice again. Like I said, in the earlier episodes of this season, he did seem a bit pushy, but now he seems to be incredibly supportive again. And he was probably just telling Bubbles what he needed to hear in the earlier episodes.
He complained that the article made him sound like a pervert. I asked him if he was angry at the men. He hung up.
He called you on your cell phone?
Right, so Scott went to the payphone and dialed his cell phone so there was like a known trackable link to his phone and then just created a bunch of bullshit. It's so funny, we got two guys falsifying shit on two different sides and they don't know each other are doing it. No way.
Can I have your notebook?
Whoa, you can have his notes. This isn't a confidential source. We'll invoke the Maryland Shield law.
This is a really good storyline. Like, I know I was saying it's outside of the realms of Lester and McNulty's character, which I still think it somewhat is, but the actual story in and of itself is great, and the fact that it's now tying in to the paper, and it's like Scott's bullshit pitted against McNulty's bullshit, is almost genius.
Actually, these calls are our best means of finding this guy. Every call he makes, every word he says to you and to us, can only provide information.
No, this is actually amazing. I'm actually, at this point, willing to let it slide that this is outside the realms of McNulty and Lester's characters, just because of how interesting this is becoming now that both Scott and McNulty are bullshitting and building the case unknowingly to one another. And it probably won't happen like this, but it would be fucking funny if someone deduced that it was one of those two who was the homeless serial killer. And there's always the chance that they get it all rumbled as just being complete bullshit as well. Rawls would love that shit. McNulty would be in the Marine unit forever. In Alaska. Oh wow, we saw Prop Joe getting shot in the back of the head last episode. Please don't tell me this episode ends with Omar or his boy getting wounded or killed.
Perfect. I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting there. All this bullshit coming at me, thinking, Christ, it's a waste of time. And then I realized, this is the wiretap.
So they've got what they've wanted. They've got the wiretap. Like the Greeks said though, if he's only using it mostly for business calls, will they soon tire of it, or will Lester sit through all that shit for the one call that gets them to Marlowe and the Greeks? This shit is gonna get good. This shit is getting good now. I was very apprehensive about season 5 due to what I've heard, but this shit is getting good now. I'm finding it just as entertaining now as any other season. This Omar shit's making me anxious as fuck, but aside from that, yeah, everything's an interesting storyline.
Her face was forever whispering I love you just so.
Ah, fuck. So they think there's only one person left in the flat because of the pattern, and since 2 came out, there's only going to be one person there. Why do I think this is going to be the ultimate setup by Marlowe? Yep. Ah, fuck. It's Chris and Snoop here. And Michael, fuck! Oh no. Fucking hell, no! No! Fuck! Oh shit! Well, that was something he could do. How far down was that? Holy fuck, did he survive? He's gotta have a broken leg or something. Ah, fuck. Wow, that was fucking tense. Well, thank fuck Omar survived. I can't believe real life Omar took a headshot though. That is fucked. And I can't believe Michael was part of that. Ah, shit. Okay, and that was episode 5 of season 5 of The Wire React Quotes, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, React Quotes, what did I think of that? Well, this was definitely my favourite episode of this season so far. So many plot threads and storylines are starting to intertwine or come to their, points of tension, and I'm really enjoying this series now. First of all, Bubbles got found out that he does not have HIV, which regardless of how he reacted is fucking good news, and at least he can start to chill out now, leave the past behind, he'll be able to serve people food in the soup kitchen. It's looking good for Bubbles just now. Clay Davis is throwing his little pity parties around the various radio stations and in that public gathering. I don't know why he's doing this if he's promised to multiple people that he's gonna take this charge and keep his mouth shut. To me, Clay Davis seems like the type of person that might at the last minute try and strike a plea bargain with the police or something in order to give them more information or more names. I still don't fully believe him yet that he's going to eat this charge solo. McNulty's bullshit and Scott's bullshit is coming to a head, and now they're both falsifying evidence on both sides to further this serial killer case without knowing that one another is doing it. What a genius bit of storyline, and it made me almost forgive that yes, this isn't, I would say, inside Lester Freeman's character for sure, and possibly McNulty's character, but it's fucking incredible now that we see these two different McNultys on both sides of the fence, McNultying one another to get their case furthered forward. What a genius little bit of story intertwining that was. And because of that, Lester Freeman is now back up on the wire on Marlowe. Now, Marlowe knows to only use that phone for one or two things and then wait for the call from the Greeks. It's about whether or not Lester will be willing to sit through all that shit until the call from the Greeks comes. But at least they finally got what they wanted. They are back up on the wiretap, and if Marlowe gives a call to the Greeks at the wrong time, oh shit, they have got some shit on him again now. And speaking of McNulty, Beatty is pleading to his ex-wife's pleading to him. Everybody's trying to talk sense into him just now, and he seems to be treating it with utter disdain, and he seems to be adamant he would rather destroy himself at this point. And I would be so happy now if at the end of this season McNulty is left alone, because Beatty does not deserve to end up with that version of McNulty. The last season's McNulty was turning into a great guy, and it's just a shame to see him re-deteriorate this quickly over the first 5 episodes of this season. And it was a really tough scene watching Beatty come in and just try and get any sort of explanation out of Bunk. And Bunk, being the loyal wingman, didn't tell her nothing, but you could tell in his face he really wanted to blurt it out. He knows it's wrong, but he just can't do it because of loyalty. I felt really bad for Beatty in that scenario, and it obviously deep down really hurt Bunk to have to do that. And oh fuck, I knew something bad was going to happen with Omar and the real life Omar this episode. As soon as we got word from Monk that they were aware they were being watched by him, that just gave Marlowe a one-up on the situation, and I could fucking foresee something really bad happening. Thank God they weren't just walked up on in their car and shot from either side or something, but still, there was a sneak attack waiting for them up in that flat, and unfortunately real life Omar died, and I don't know how Omar isn't going to be injured after jumping out of a 4th or 5th story window or whatever that was. He must at least have fucked his legs on that landing, even though there were bushes below. It looked like a brutal drop. Still, it was life or death, so he did make the right decision. And it was also shocking for me to see Michael there. It's obviously a shock to no one to see Chris and Snoop there, but the fact Michael was partaking in that and now he's directly in the clash with Omar is so fucked up to see. And I'm just happy that Michael wasn't shot dead, and it's a shame that Chris and Snoop weren't, but at least Omar gets a chance to regroup and come back at them. There is hope that he may call Brother Mouzone yet. I'm still hoping Brother Mouzone shows back up. But yeah, just shocking shit, and where does Omar go from here? No Man is an island, and he is literally by himself out here against an entire gang now. How the fuck is he gonna handle this? Does this spell the end for Omar? Does Omar die this season without getting any revenge? That would be shit to see, but it's looking really bleak for him just now. I hope he can pull something out of the bag from somewhere and get some sort of upper hand again, because just now it's not enjoyable to watch because it is just not looking good for Omar. I'm finding it really stressful to watch his scenes now. Up until this episode I was finding his little warpath back to redeem Butchie really enjoyable, but fuck that every time I see him now I'm expecting someone to just pop out and shoot him in the back of the head. This is the final season, all bets are off. But yeah, I would say this is the first truly great episode of season 5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Can't wait to see what happens next time. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anybody you think might appreciate it or want to watch this series along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to on YouTube. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and the channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA.
Peace.